Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Um, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not really affiliated with either political party, but I'm for the party that's right. That's for right. When they doing right, I'm for them then. And when they ain't doing right, I ain't for them. But see, I'm just my fight is not politics. My fight is oppression. But I do want to say this: it don't pay to do wrong. It don't pay to do evil. It just don't pay. Because it always seem to come back on you every time. Now look at here. Some years ago, a Supreme Court justice seat came up during an election year when Barack Obama was president. And Mitch McConnell, who was the Senate Majority Leader at the time, told him to his face, "You will not fill this seat." And that was supposed to be Merrick Garland's seat. And he took that from him, and that wasn't right. And it was done out of evil. It was done out of spite. And come to find out, during the election year when Trump is in office, the seat gets filled right away. But I tell you this, when I saw the face of Amy Barrett, I knew that judge was not for wrong. She may have done this and done that and seemed like this and seemed like that. But I knew before I saw her children, I saw her face. And I tell a person by their face. And I saw love on her face. I saw kindness on her face. I saw that she don't really put up with too much mess. I can see that. And she don't tolerate a lot of mess. And she don't want to hear a lot of mess. I see that. But I see that she was a kind person, and she wasn't going to go in there in that Supreme Court and do no foolishness like he thought she was. It wasn't happening. And then I saw her children, and then I understood that was confirmation of what I had already felt about her. So then, now, he wouldn't fill a seat when it came available when Barack Obama was in office. But now, look here. Joe Biden is going in office. And not only that, but the Democrats done won Georgia. Georgia has flipped, went totally blue, under Trump. Went totally blue. And so now, come to find out, Mitch McConnell is going to be the Senate Minority Leader. And see, all these bills that he held up on his desk, the civil rights legislation of John Lewis, all this stuff he had held up, wouldn't even accept for a vote on the floor out of evilness, out of spite. And I got to call it what it is, because he did it out of evilness and out of spite. And so now here comes Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is getting ready to put Merrick Garland in as the Attorney General. Now look at here. Look how God worked this out. See, I was already told, don't worry about it. Everything gonna be all right. Don't worry about what's going on, in the White House. Don't worry about anything. Because see here, look, this under one man. But we got God. God is still working it out at the same time, So we got to put our faith and trust in the Lord, people. We got to know that God is working it out. No matter what, when it look like we don't know what we gonna do, what's gonna happen next, what's coming around the corner. Lord have mercy, what I'm gonna do, and look, the Lord had already worked the situation out for us, and worked it out in our favor. I'm gonna tell you something, because it's for right. You got to turn your back on hate. It's time to turn over a new leaf. We are reckoning with the past, and we getting ready to try to make it right. We're not going to put no Band-Aid, little bitty Band-Aid on no big old gaping, festering wound. We're going to debride the wound. We're going to clean it out. We're going to fix it up, and we're going to allow it to heal properly. That's why there's a blue wave coming in. That's why. It's a blue wave, and it's been bubbling up at the surface, just like the Grow Program. Just like Africans are getting ready to come out of oppression. The same way. We building up and growing. We rising. But what you got to do, you got to put your faith and trust in the Lord. You got to believe. You got to know. And you just got to trust in God. You can't be sitting up doing all that worrying and stressing and just, you got to put it in the hands of the Lord and give it over to God. You do. You really do. Just like I told you, I used to worry and stress about my kids, my grown kids. So I had to get that over to the Lord because I got 5 of them. Can you imagine worrying and stressing about 5 kids? Where they all at, what they doing, and they grown, making their own decisions? See, you got to put that in the hands of the Lord and know that his will, in the end, the will of the Lord is going to work out. No matter what happened, the will of God. It's going to work out. We're going to find our answers as we are on our spiritual journey. We're going to know everything, because I do. We're going to know everything. We're going to know the why of everything, the reason for everything. And we're going to realize on this journey that we are supposed to be, it's time for us now. It's 400 years later of oppression and slavery. And then we at the end now. We at the end. I see the light up ahead. Like I told you, we at the end of this oppressive, dark, underground railroad. I see the light up ahead. Hold on and keep growing with me, because we coming up out of this. We coming up out of this oppression. The dark hole is all around us. But there the light right there coming in, this shed in so much light. So I know you can see it. I know you can see that light is surrounding us and it's starting to warm us up. Don't you feel the warmth? The heat is on you right now. You ought to feel that heat, because see, look, we've been froze like ice, and now we starting to break apart, starting to be able to move around, do a little bit. I can move a little bit now. I was frozen and stuck, but now the Lord is letting the light in. And that light is shining out, and it's shining out to you. You let that sun warm your face. There go that light right there. It's getting ready to shine on you. Stop long enough, a few seconds when you're outside, and let the sun warm your face. Begin to break free from this oppressive underground railroad we've been on. We getting ready to get off. Our stop is coming up, and we getting ready to get up out of this oppression. All you got to do is hold on and believe in the Lord. Don't let this battle defeat you. Don't let nothing defeat you, because look here, you a king and a queen. You authority. You royalty. When you walk, you step like you walk in royalty. Bring that swag back about you that you used to have. Where that's at? Pull that back up, because you got it. Put that sparkle back in your eye like you once had. And there you go. I see you smiling. I see you winking. There you go. All right, that's what I'm talking about, people. It's time to grow. It's time to rise up out this oppression. Come tell you something. Ain't nobody superior over you. Don't let nobody let you think that and believe that. It's one love, much love. All right, kings and queens. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. God bless you. I love you.